All right, who knew that Australia boxer Jeff Horn would be the one saying, "Good day, mate," to Manny Pacquiao? Get it? I did a little Australian joke there. And all because we have a very special guest with us right now. He is an iconic figure in boxing, the Hall of Fame boxing promoter, and the guy who put on this fight, among many that he has, Bob Arum. Bob, very good to have you. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me, Neil.
You know, what happened here? Manny Pacquiao, I thought this was going to be a layup for him. He ends up losing a decision. Many people who were seeing the fight say that, you know, they argue with that decision. But I think even you had said, you know, you could argue either way. Maybe he had distractions. I guess he's an elected official back in his home country of the Philippines. But the fact of the matter is he wasn't bringing his A game. Is there going to be a rematch?
Well, you know, that's going to be up to Manny. I mean, we have a clause in the contract guaranteeing a rematch, but, you know, Manny has a lot of duties as a senator in the Philippines. He has to train while he goes to Senate sessions. Unlike some of our senators, he has never missed a session of the Philippine Senate. There's only 24 senators. They do the work of the country. So if he can balance his senatorial duties with preparing for a boxing match, sure, there'll be a rematch, but that's up to Manny.
Are you surprised that this got lost in all the excitement around this upcoming fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, two different sports stars challenging each other, that it's actually, you know, as big as when you got Muhammad Ali with Antonio Enoki back in, what, 1976, right?
Well, I'm not surprised because ESPN showed the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn on television, on ESPN. The ratings were absolutely mammoth. Which really didn't surprise me because ESPN talked about the fight before it was shown. And even after the fight, at 1 a.m. in the morning on SportsCenter, they did 1.8 million people watch that SportsCenter.
Well, they argue that this Mayweather-McGregor thing is going to be even bigger than that. Numbers that are going to be off the charts, people ordering this thing because it's so unusual. How do you think it's going to go? You're not a fan of it. Why not?
Well, you know, Floyd Mayweather is a great boxer. McGregor is a terrific kid. He's very good in MMA. It's a different sport. It's like LeBron James fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. He wouldn't have a chance. It's a different sport.
But the Ultimate Fighter can't do the ultimate fighting stuff, right? He has to essentially box, right?
Well, that's exactly right. That's why it's not a real, true contest. And also, people will have to pay a lot of money to watch it. And on last Saturday night, they saw a great battle between Pacquiao and Horn.
But are you worried that if McGregor does well, I mean, all he has to do is okay, or if it even goes the distance, they're going to say, boy, this is a boxing match, and this Ultimate Fighter guy almost took him out.
Well, that's like, you know, if in my opinion, McGregor won't hit Floyd in the behind. I mean, Floyd is a very great defensive fighter.
You've heard that Mayweather's father says, you can believe one thing, you're going to see something new in this fight. He's talking about his son. You're going to see something that he hasn't showed you yet. And when he shows it, then you will know it. Is that a sign that maybe, you know, Mayweather's going to do some ultimate fighting stuff? He can't, right?
No, Mayweather's going to knock him out. Okay. Mayweather is a defensive fighter who doesn't throw a lot of punches. He just defends himself. He's an extremely great athlete. But I think Mayweather is going to show his superiority, and he's going to knock McGregor out.
So, Bob, what happened? I mean, there were expectations like that when, and I couldn't believe it had been so many years when Muhammad Ali fought this Japanese wrestler. But didn't that one go the full distance? And he ended up kicking Ali for the 15 rounds here. But it could have been a disaster.
Neil, it was a disaster. I promoted that crazy event, and there were no rules. Enoki would flop on his behind as soon as the bell rang.
Why did Ali even agree to it?
Throw out for the money.
Okay.
He got a lot of money from the Japanese, and so they asked me if I would promote the fight because I was Ali's promoter.
Sure.
And I was scheduled to promote his fight with the third fight with Ken Norton at Yankee Stadium. So I undertook this stupid task of promoting this Ali Enoki fight.
Well, that
and
was the
to this
McGregor
day,
fight
I'm
of then.
embarrassed
You know,
by
I mean, I think McGregor is that kind of fight today.
Well, it may very well be. I don't like to really talk badly about somebody else's fight, but I can talk about my fight, Ali Enoki. It was a disgrace.
Yeah, and I do know when sadly Muhammad Ali passed away, that particular encounter was not among the highlight reel items they went over. Let me ask you a little bit about the state of boxing today, Bob, and I know you've chatted about this before, we have as well. That I think what confuses boxing today is we have so many champions in each division, and we have a lot of divisions, and you know we have so many holding a title that there's not one guy anymore like there used to be, and I think that has sort of immersed and hurt the sport to the degree now that people have just lost interest. What do you say?
Neil, that to some extent that is correct, but to a greater extent, boxing has been shown virtually completely in the United States on premium television, whether it's HBO or Showtime, and that by its very nature gives boxing a very limited audience. Now with ESPN coming on board, boxing will be shown to the public on a basis that everybody will be able to see it. There'll be an appropriate build-up before the event. There'll be talk about it on SportsCenter after the event. It will be packaged by ESPN the way they package SEC football. Really? So I think the best is yet to come. And Neil, our ratings among the desired economic demographic group, 18 to 49, on Saturday night was immense. Almost half of, or a little bit more than half, of the people watching were in that demographic group.
Wow, well,
we had a huge rating.
That's good. But you know my prediction? I mean, you're the expert, but as you know, I play one on TV and read a prompter. I think McGregor is going to beat Mayweather. And I am only saying that that could be a problem for boxing because if an Ultimate Fighter beats a boxer at his game, even though this boxer is, what, 40 years old, that could be a real bad moment for boxing. What do you think?
There is no way that McGregor can beat a Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, really? We'll
You're
see,
absolutely right. No.
We'll see. All right.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's what makes sports. A lot of people didn't think that Jeff Horn was competitive with Manny Pacquiao, and they saw something different. Well,